Kristen has a question. She says, I'm curious how and if you see the role in advising changing with AI systems like ChatGPT getting more popular and more accessible. So, do you see your role changing with the new advancements in AI in the future?
So Kristen is saying, hey, are you guys worried about it? How do you see artificial intelligence impacting what you do, right?
Yes, sir.
We did a show that released last
week.
It's out in our whenever you're listening to this, we did a show where we actually said, all right, let's see how good ChatGPT, now this is before GPT-4, but let's see how good ChatGPT can answer some financial questions. And we kind of went through it, and it was fine. But it was Googleable, right? Like if you were to Google the same question, you get a relatively similar answer. It might take you a little more work to do it. What I love about our profession, Brian, being financial advisor, if you want to talk about what we do in our day job, financial advisors, or what we do here in terms of financial educators, there's science to it, and there's mathematics to it, and there are like tried and true, steadfast rules, but there's a lot of art to it, right? Like there's no textbook that walks you through the financial world of operations. There's a combined 40 years of experience that went into, hey, here's the best way to build wealth. Here's the best way to think about allocating resources. Here's the best things to take advantage of. There's some artisanship to that. I think that financial problems and financial questions, they're always going to be involved. They're always going to be, okay, I understand that I have these two choices I can make. It's not always going to be binary ones and zeros on what's the right decision, what's the wrong decision. There's more flavor that goes into it. And I think so long as we live in a world like that, I'm actually more excited because I think artificial intelligence is going to be an asset for us. I think we're going to be able to utilize it to better serve our audience, better serve our clients, better interact with the world around us, not as something that we're like hiding from the robots, afraid they're going to steal our job.
Yeah, I wrote down three quick things. First of all, I think I've hung out, me and Chat, we're friends. From playing around with it, here's what I've realized about Chat, though. He reminds me of a young Bo Hansen.
Oh, okay.
Very confident, sounds very smart.
Cutting.
But it's to people who don't necessarily are not experts in everything. So it's a very educated intern, and the fact that he sounds brilliant and it has a lot of potential. But when you actually read the details of the guidance and other things, you're like, it's kind of close, but it's not really good. I mean, when Daniel did, he wrote up an FYI. He actually was getting straight up wrong numbers from the calculation. It sounded so confident. I mean, it was faking it until it made it, but it was not quite there. Now, I'm not saying as this thing improves, it's not going to improve, but right now you have to be very careful that because Chat, like I said, he's a confident son of a gun. So he'll tell you the wrong answer, but do it with a smile on his face, and you'll be like, wow, that thing sounds so smart. Mm-hmm. Might be wrong. So be careful because a lot of people have noticed if you actually have expertise and knowledge on something, you're like, yeah, that was close, but man, it's missing some key elements that actually makes that wrong. So be careful. So that's the first thing. It sounds really smart, but not always perfect. The second thing is I feel very confident in what we do is because I can, just like I can on this show, give you tons of free advice. I can load you up. It's the abundance cycle where you learn, apply, grow. But I never worry about my job as a financial planner or the firm of my financial planners because every one of you comes to me. You have just like you have different fingerprints, and every snowflake that falls is completely different. Every one of you that come through the door, you're different. I mean, I'm always surprised because somebody will have 80% of their assets in taxable. Mm-hmm. Another person will have 70% in tax deferred. Another person will have 40% in Roth. And I'm like, wow, that's cool. Or somebody made their money through selling a piece of land. Somebody sold a business. Somebody was just a great diligent saver like we talked about in today's show. Everyone is completely different. I think that nuance is going to, the critical thinking and the decision, the incremental things to know how you actually think in an actionable way. The ChatGPT is incredibly good at sorting through big quantities of data. However, I still, from a creative standpoint, it's not the most creative thing in the world. It can do a lot of tasks very well. And maybe that'll change, but right now I feel very confident. I even saw a list of jobs that'll be replaced. They had on the financial planners or financial management is that there was probably only about a 13% worry that job was going to be replaced. Now, accountants, like a tax preparer, was at 100%.
Like just like
that this could be
input.
impacted.
Yeah.
It was just looking at different things that could be impacted. So I think that people recognize that there's a lot of complexity that goes into high-level financial planning. Now, we're not talking about asset allocation. We're not talking about the simple stuff. I'm talking about when you reach the level of success that you actually have created natural complexity. That's what I'm talking about. So that leads to my third point, is that we're going to have a leveraged opportunity with artificial intelligence. So we've been creating content for now. It's 2006, 2023. Was it 17 years? So we've been creating. So there is 17 years worth of content that I think me and Chad are such close friends that I'm going to take this this smart sounding intern and hopefully be able to create a much more actionable plan for you guys. So if you're looking at the abundance cycle, if you're looking how do you streamline your ability to learn from the Money Guy Show, we're going to be able to use this. We're researching it. We're going to be able to create a better way. Just no different that when I started managing money, or even take me as the first-time investor, I got ripped off on B shares, high cost, high commission type investments. Nobody was doing index funds back then. Through innovation, through technology, it has become the best time in the world to be an investor because now you can buy index funds. You can learn about this stuff through the Money Guy Show. AI is going to create some opportunity that you're going to be able to make money off of. You're going to be able to leverage the information. So I look really forward to finding out how this, because it's the law of accelerating returns. This is why I tell you guys, be an optimist. There's exciting stuff coming down the pipe. You just need to figure out, how do I buy into this, which is by buying index funds in the ever expanding economy. You'll find success from this as well.